Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
One of my dad's favorite verses is Psalm 119, 165. In the King James Version it says, "Great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them." But every other translation says something like, "Nothing causes them to stumble." The word used here in the Hebrew means stumbling block. So in that context, the one who loves God's word will have his peace. Nothing Satan or anyone else throws at them will cause them to stumble or fall into sin. My dad used that verse often when his coworkers tried to get him upset, and they eventually realized that verse was true. You couldn't upset the hawk, as they called him, because he lived what he believed. In studying for yesterday's treasure, I ran across the New Testament version of this verse. In speaking to John the Baptist's disciples, Jesus said, "Blessed is he who is not offended because of me." The word translated offended means stumbling block, just like that other verse. In the Thayer's lexicon, this word means to cause a person to begin to distrust and desert one whom he ought to trust and obey. Sometimes when a person doubts, if he doesn't doubt in faith, he will end up turning away from the Lord. In some cases, I've heard of people becoming angry at God, denouncing religion altogether, and becoming an atheist. Jesus knew John the Baptist had doubts, and others would too. He was telling John the Baptist, "Your faith in me and what you know about me must overcome your doubts. Don't let your faith go because I'm not doing things the way you expected. I'm not here to overthrow Rome and establish a physical earthly kingdom. That will come eventually. What I'm doing now has been my plan all along. Don't get discouraged. Keep trusting me." Jesus basically says the same thing to us. No, he might not bring healing when we think he should. He might allow us to lose a job. He might do things that shock or surprise us. But those things shouldn't cause us to lose our faith in him. We might doubt, but we must remember what we know is true. As Paul says, instead of focusing on the negative, think of things that are true, right, and pure. What did John the Baptist know? Well, he knew what God had said. He knew all the prophecies. And as Jesus reminded him, all the miracles that he was doing lined up with those prophecies. John also knew that God had told him that whoever he saw the Spirit descend on, that was the Messiah. And he'd definitely seen that happen. And he'd heard the voice of God saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." If you think about it, we have even more than John the Baptist had. Not only do we have all the Old Testament prophecies and stories that tell what God is like, but we also have the New Testament that tells us that God became a man and died for us. That's faithful love in action. That's our God, who we can trust even when we don't understand, no matter what the situation. We must doubt in faith, knowing who God is and trusting that he is working all things for our good, and he knows what he's doing. Now, that good in John the Baptist's life meant that he became the first martyr and didn't live to see Jesus' ultimate sacrifice and resurrection. But John the Baptist had surrendered his will to Jesus' even when he didn't understand. And so should we.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to share a treasure God has given you by doing an episode, please contact us. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you'll find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.